Tracy here. I've had a lot of questions about fitting the 3D printed tips to your pens using the washi tape. I just want to explain a few things. With the 3D print process, um, it prints layer by layer, and so you'll get lamination lines as it prints and heats. And when you do that, sorry, I'm gonna try to change my camera a little bit here. Too far. Okay, when it does that, or also when you 3D print, depending upon the filament brand, the filament color, the humidity, the temperature, everything, the machine you're using, um, these are going to print slightly off. So for that reason, we size these down just a little bit so that they're not breaking pens. One like I don't know if you can see it in this pen, but this tip is chipped right here. Um, I'm not sure if that's from a test we did or if it's because I dropped the pen, which could be either one. But I know I broke when we were product testing these. I know I broke at least 3 pens, so that's why we size them down. And the question has been asked about our own pens, the 3D printed pens that we have, why they don't fit exactly in there either. The thing is, if we made them to fit exactly these holes um, and made a nice snug fit, you run into problems where you could delaminate the pen because it's printed this way with the layers, and so those layers can split. Um, we try to have our print settings and everything to eliminate that, but it's not impossible. So it's better to get a soft, snug fit, meaning there's a little bit of flexibility because of the tape, versus a hard fit where we could risk, that little bit in the print, in the differences as it prints. So that's why we do that. And I know that with stainless steel, a lot of them are sized small as well, and you end up having to either use the O-rings um, or tape. So these ones I have. So when I diamond paint, I usually have 3 pens out. One for curved tips, one for straight tips, and one for a straightener. And then all my pens have a one placer in. These are all different. This one's a Diamond Art Club. These 3 are Everlasting Tips, I believe. And this one is one of my own, the 3D printed one. I don't really have a preference. I don't love this one. I don't know why, but it seems to be more flexible. You can see it. I can't get it snugger in the pen. I don't know. It could be a pen issue. It could just be me. Sometimes I'm pretty picky. So I have a bunch of pens out because I want to show you. This one's Diamond Art Club. This one is James Clevenger. It's a resin pen. This one is Donna Bass. It's a resin pen. This one is from my shop, Dynamite Diamond Shop, but it's a hybrid. It's wood and resin. And then this one's also from my shop, which is a wood one with some inlay, but the ends are wood. And so I don't know when diamond painting started, and they started with your basic tips and the pink pens. Those are all injection molded, and your trying to find a tip here. Your thin white tips and your regular tips, like this one, they're all injection molded to a specified size. Well, there's no drill bit that's exact for that. The closest that there is a 7/32, and it's still I don't know, it's not exact. So when your pen turners, if you like these custom pens, that's likely the drill bit that they're using. But then depending on their lathe, depending on the material, you're going to get variations as well. So this one's acrylic, and I know that this is probably a poured acrylic, like, because they mass produce them. It's probably done in molds and stuff. But with these ones, with the custom pen turners, I'm going to show you how the tips fit differently. But for example, the wood ones, over time, because the wood is softer, and as you use it and you're putting pressure on that, you're like this one I've had for a really long time. It's my favorite one, and I've kind of beat it up. And if you can see the difference in the hole size, um, but yet those were probably drilled with the exact same drill bit, same sizing. And then the James pen, same thing. You can see I've got washi down there. So those are more similar because they are both resin. Anyway, so that's why we have to size them differently, because we don't want to break people's pens. I mean, they cost a lot of money. These are like $45, $50 pens, and so we don't want to break them. So let's see what I have here. I have, I wanted to show just with my straightener. I don't know if you can see there's a little burr on here, and sometimes that happens. I mean, these are plastic after all. So I just want to show you how to fix that. It's really super hard. Just kidding. Just with an emery board, you can take and file that down. That goes for all of your regular tips too. If you feel like you have a burr or something on the edge, you can just use a nail file, and then the burr is gone, and it's good for working again. So that's just a tip. And then some people have told me that with other companies that they've ordered, that the pen tips are not fitting their pens, that they're too big. So you can take your emery boards and you can kind of rub your tips along the side and start to make that shaft smaller, or you can take a piece of sandpaper and just wrap it and twist it and make that smaller. So because they're plastic, and even resin will sand as well, you can just go ahead and sand those down to fit your pens. So you don't have stuff sitting around. But anyway, I just want to show you, like, this tip has no tape on it. It's got a little sticky residue because I pulled some off. But in this pen, it's really loose. Like, there's no way I could diamond paint with that. In this pen, it goes in, but I mean, it's still loose. It's not gonna give pressure. This one, it's a little bit tighter. It doesn't spin as freely, but I still wouldn't diamond paint with it. And this one, it's probably the most tight. There's a little bit of pull on it as it's coming out. Now this is the resin one that's cast resin, or cast acrylic. So and this is the one that you can see the chip better right there. So all of your pens are going to be unique. That's why I try to know, like, if I'm using this pen for round tips, then I make my tape for the round tips, and that way you can pull them, or you can, that's just kidding, it's this one for round. So then I can put them in and out and use them, and then I can get that nice snug fit, so it's nice and tight. So I'm going to show you. You can use a thin washi tape, a thick washi tape. You can use masking tape. It doesn't matter, but I think you should use a paper tape because it's pretty flexible, and it'll give you a little bit of give, and it'll also tear if you're too big, so that it'll get your fit better. So what I do is I take a piece of tape. I start with probably 2.5, 3 inches, maybe not even that much. I lay my tip down on it, and I just kind of wrap the back, and then I pull it tight, and I just turn it until this piece is wrapped all the way. Then I make it nice and tight, and so you have a nice, it's round all the way. You can either pinch this and stick it in your pen, or you can cut it off. I usually just pinch it because, yeah, I don't have time for all that. So if I then put it in my pen, I'm gonna rotate my pen and my tape. So my tape finishes this direction. So I'm gonna keep turning my tip this way as I put it in my pen. So as I put it in here, I'm gonna twist it, and that way I've got a nice fit. And I don't have tape showing out the end. It's not goobery. This one, I do notice though, because this one's so big, this hole, it is still a little loose. So I think this one. So then this one I can feel is really tight. So I twist it, and I'm twisting in that direction of the tail of the tape so that it's getting a nice, it's not like pushing against it and making it bulge up. So here you can see I have a tiny bit of tape sticking out. That's good. It means it really pushed it tight. And there is no give on this one. I mean, that's nice and tight. That's going to work as I'm diamond painting. Going to be nice and tight. And you can see I can't easily pull it out. So then that's a good, nice, snug fit, and that's going to work for you. Now the way to get these out, if you decide, oh, I want to use a bigger tip, so this is an 8 placer, or say you want to use a 5 placer, the way to do that is to twist it the exact same way, because you're not putting a lot of stress on that shaft. Now you'll see that that tape got kind of beat up. That's okay. As you put it back in, it's fine. That's all texture that helps hold it in. So then I just come right back on. This is a 5 placer I'm actually putting on. And I think it's sized for the other pen. But same thing. So I can switch between tips without having to have a lot of pens out. And without like gluing a tip in or making it hard to change. So once I have my tape on, I usually have a pile of tips sitting around. So I can just, you stick it in, twist it in. Yeah. And then these aren't fitting right because I think I sized them for these ones. But yep, it just twists in. There you have it. You can work with that. Oh, you want something smaller, just drop one, twist it back in, and that way you can easily switch them in and out. So I hope this answers the questions of why we size them small and the best way to wrap those and the tapes to use and why the pens are why they are. So I don't use masking tape very much. Number one is because we get washi tape in most of our kits from DAC or in free gifts from small shop orders. And so I feel like if you're a diamond painter, you probably have lots of washi tape sitting around. And if you're brand new to diamond painting, just buy one roll of washi tape and you'll never need to buy any more. I mean, I have so much sitting around and I don't buy it. So, and it doesn't matter what size you use. You might get a tighter fit, or you might use less of a masking tape because it's thicker, but you're not going to get as tight of a fit because the washi just really molds. It's so thin and papery that it just kind of molds. And like, I know that even though these don't look great, once they go in my pen, they fit it perfect. And so, and you guys, I've been diamond painting now for about 4 years, and my shop and my channel and everything grew because of my love for diamond painting. So I just started making the things that I wish I had, and it grew from there. So please ask me any questions if you want to. I love to hear your questions. I love to answer questions. I love to be available to help my customers. And I know this has been weighing on my mind as well as some of my customers' minds on how to get the best fit into their diamond painting pens. So, I don't post a lot on my YouTube. It's mostly for shop information and instructional videos and things like that. But if you have any questions or want me to do a video of anything, please let me know. And I will be more than happy to help you out. You can find me on my store, www.dynamitediamondshop.com, or you can find our Facebook group is Dynamite Diamond Painting. So thank you, and I hope this helps people. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.